The Scorch Trials is the second in the Maze Runner series. It's directed by Wes Ball, who directed the first Maze Runner film, and stars Dylan O'Brien, Kaya Scodelario, Giancarlo Esposito, who was also Gus Fring in Breaking Bad, and quite a few others. Scorch Trials follows Thomas and his gang of gladers as they embark across the desert-like open world of the Scorch to try and find a safe haven since they've escaped from Wicked. Yeah. Now, I quite liked the first one. I liked it, I didn't love it, but compared to a lot of these YA, young adult films based on books, it was quite good. It was quite fast-paced, it was tense, there was a lot of ingenuity in the story, and the maze created quite a few good visuals and the monsters in there. So I quite liked it. As I said, I didn't love it, and the same goes for this film, really. I enjoyed it, I liked it, but it wasn't a masterpiece. The film itself is a bit too long, I think. It does drag on a bit. There's a lot of sections that I saw that they really could have cut out. The first half of the film was really good and was really tense, fast-paced. There was a lot of twists and chase sequences, and obviously a lot of running throughout the whole film. But the visuals were really good. They had a lot of practical effects in the makeup of the cranks, which are basically zombies, people who are infected with this virus disease thing that's caused the world to die, really. And so that was really good. I thought it was tense, and I was on the edge of my seat in some bits. And the story wasn't too convoluted at that point. The film picks off straight after the first film, so there's no recap, there's nothing, which is a bold decision. I'm quite glad they didn't do a recap because it was too long already, but it would have been nice just to be reminded of maybe something that happened, just to give a bit more emotional depth to some of the things that was happening, because I haven't watched The Maze Runner since it came out last year, so I was a little bit hazy, but still you pick it up quite quickly, and it goes back to following the Gladers as they've been rescued and what happens with them there. That was good, I liked that. It was exploring a little bit more about the villains of the series, the franchise, and the characters, and what effect being in the maze has had on them, and Thomas growing as a leader. Now, Dylan O'Brien is amazing. I really like him. I'm not sure if he did anything before, but I know him from Teen Wolf, the TV series on MTV, and it's one of my guilty pleasures. I love Teen Wolf, and I love Dylan in that. So it's good to see him taking off in a film franchise and actually doing really well. There's not all that much range of emotion for him. There's a lot of just stern looks and running, and a lot of suspicious, untrusting kind of looks. But he does play it really well, and he does play a really good leader as well. The one issue that I had with the first film was the revelation of the girl, Teresa, coming into it, and it was this big thing, but she wasn't actually in it all that much. She didn't have much to do. And this is a similar issue that I have with this film, is she's in it a bit more, and she's a bit more involved, but not all that much more. So there's some things that they could have worked on there. Another issue that I did have is these bloody accents. Why hire or cast English actors and put them in American roles or American characters if they can't do an American accent. Aidan Gillen was one of them, but every now and then he would just slip back into his native accent, and I don't know, he seemed to really struggle. And yet they've got Newt, who is English and plays an English character. So why can't they just leave, if you can't do an American accent, then just let them do an English accent or their native accent. So yeah, it was a bit of a struggle there. There were a few in there that really struggled. I mean, I can't do an American accent, but I don't try to. But overall, I think the film was good. It was really good, and it was tense, and it was fast-paced for the first half. It then starts to drag in the second half, and there's some weird club party scene that I didn't quite understand. I didn't think it fitted in there. It's just, yeah, it drags a lot, and the story, just they tried to stretch it out, whereas they could have just cut it back and kept it really quite fast-paced, because the overall direction of it is good. I like the story, the plot, where it gets to. It's just getting there is a bit of a struggle. So I think they should have maybe cut that down a little bit. There was also one for the cranks, the zombies. They did use, it was all practical effects in the beginning, which I get. That was really good. I liked the makeup, it was quite scary. But then later on, they just suddenly changed to CGI. I just don't get it. It doesn't have the same effect. The cranks are meant to be full term, so I assume that means the furthest along the virus disease thing. So I can kind of get that, but I don't know, it just didn't work with CGI. Should have just kept it practical. Much better. Liked it more. But overall, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the film, and I will be going to the next one when it comes out. As I said, I think the acting for the most part was really good. Dylan O'Brien is a really good leading actor. I think they should do more with Teresa, because she seems like she's meant to be quite an integral character, but I just didn't feel that depth to her. She wasn't there enough. But it was suspenseful. As I said, there was a lot of running, but you'd expect that from the Maze Runner. And yeah, the visuals were really good as well. The sets I thought were pretty good. So overall, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. I was a little bit wavering on whether to give it a 6 or a 7, so I just went in the middle. But yeah, I think it's good. You should go and see it. It's out now, but I'd recommend watching the first one just to refresh your memory. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've got quite a few TV videos planned coming up with the new fall premiere season, so watch out for those. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.